In this Star Wars Jedi Survivor news update video, I will be sharing with you info on a new update Respawn are working on for the game. There has been several other bits of news about the game, plus its sequel and more, but before we do get into everything though, make sure you do subscribe to this channel so you won't miss any future news updates on Jedi Survivor. So, it has been almost half a year since the last Jedi Survivor patch, and to many people's surprise, it looks like we will be getting a brand new update for the game. On top of that, there's something really interesting going on around it. If you have watched any of my previous Jedi Survivor news updates, you'll know that I have always checked the game's backend on Steam regularly. It would always give us a heads up when Respawn were working on a new patch for the game. We could see the various stages it would go through before it's released on all platforms. From launch, we got an update every month or so until things slowed down at the end of last year, which was expected given the game did release in April. It took a few months for patch 8 to release in January of this year. Since then, there had been no movement by Respawn on Steam. I think many of us expected this would be it for Jedi Survivor support, despite the performance issues still occurring on PC, especially. However, that all changed on May 2nd. A new PC Patch 1 candidate was added to that depot. A sign of life, a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. For context, PC Patch 1 candidate is a type of build Respawn have used before patches release. It's a candidate of a new patch that is in testing and could release. Here is an example of how it has worked in the past. Patch 8 got the first PC Patch 1 candidate on October 24th, followed by another on November 9th, 17th, 18th, 21st, 23rd, December 5th and December 16th. Then there was a month gap because of Christmas, and it eventually released on January 11th. That was a total of 8 PC Patch 1 candidates before the patch actually did release publicly. Before that, some patches had more. Previous patches to Patch 8 did receive sometimes around the same amount of PC candidates, but usually they were less, sometimes just 1 or 2 before they did release. Patch 8 did actually add some new accessibility options, so more work went into that update than the others, because it actually added new features technically rather than just fixing bugs and performance. With that context given, let's go back to what started to happen in May. Some fans saw me pointing out the May 2nd PC 1 patch candidate and speculated that this was going to be a May 4th content drop, like Fallen Order had. However, Star Wars Day came and went without any mention of an update to Jedi Survivor. So people turned their attention to Summer Game Fest and the Xbox Showcase, things like that, this June. Well, before that, we did see other builds submitted on Steam on May 10th and May 22nd, and then another on June 5th, 11th, 12th, 2 on the 13th, and then 1 on the 15th, just a few days ago. That's 9 in total, and there was absolutely nothing during the Summer Games Fest sort of E3 sphere. Those 9 builds are the most of any previous patch, and we even saw 2 on the very same day, and then a few over the course of consecutive days. That was very, very surprising to me. Based on that pattern, I would not be surprised if another one is submitted not too long after I release this video, on Monday the 17th of June. So, what does this tell us? Well, it means Respawn are actively working on a new patch, and a lot of various builds have been submitted in the past week or so. This could mean we are getting closer and closer to a release, or it has failed testing and needs more work. Also, I'd be very surprised if this is just a tiny bug fix patch. I really hope there is some content there. A lot of us fans have been asking for the return of the battle grid for over a year now. We want to create our own battles and duel bosses again without having to go through the story another time. There has been a lot of requests for it, so I really do hope it does happen, but at this point, I'm not holding out too much hope. It does seem weird though for Respawn to take 5 months or so to just do a simple bug fixing patch. Personally, I really hope some of the fundamental Unreal Engine performance issues are fixed with this potential update, but I'm not entirely optimistic. Some fans have speculated that this patch is to do with the PS4 and Xbox version of Jedi Survivor, Personally, I dispute this. I just don't see a connection other than that they are making a bug-fixing patch alongside the release of the last-gen version. But this patch seems to be releasing pretty soon, and we have not heard a single thing about this last-gen version since it was revealed by EA CEO back in August last year. It has been over 9 months since we heard that it was in the early stages. Now, theoretically, it could release this summer, but they've not said anything. They need to get pre-orders out. They need to start marketing it if it's going to be coming out. If I had to guess, they attempted it, and it was quietly cancelled for the various performance issues reasons. So I doubt this patch has anything to do with the last-gen version. We also know that helmets were cut late into the game's development, and they did want to do something with them at some point. Personally, I'd expect nothing from this update, but just some bug fixes, and this is just to try and keep expectations low so we aren't disappointed when this patch inevitably releases. As for when it will release, I have no idea to share with you. It could be any day now, or it could be in weeks to come. Like I said, the first build popped up on May 2nd. We are now over a month from that, and things have picked up in the past week or so, though. As soon as this patch does release, I will make a video with performance testing. I just got a brand new PC since the last update. The game still doesn't run great on such a high-end performative PC. It's insane, and I really hope there are some significant performance improvements here, so it's better in the years to come. Make sure you do stay subscribed so you won't miss that video. Also, keep up to date by following me on Twitter. That's where I have been posting regular patch candidate updates instead of just making a video for something that's a 10-second piece of news. As we know, Respawn are hard at work on the third game in the Jedi series, and it's not surprising that we've not heard anything in months regarding a Jedi Survivor update, and I am even surprised that one is even being worked on. I'm shocked, to be honest. Speaking of Jedi 3, the composer of Fallen Order and Survivor, Stephen Barton, recently discussed the third game in this trilogy. I'm not even sure where we are up to on the official stuff, but it's obvious something very heavily is in motion. I think it's a lot of figuring out where we go next, and the basic arcs are there, but yeah, it's going to be fun. So he's excited to do the third game. We know a third game is coming, but the game is still likely 2 to 3 years away from releasing, but I am looking forward to hearing more details about it. Now on to some other bits of news that I wanted to share with you regarding Jedi Survivor. So, a year after its launch, it has entered EA Play. This was expected. Typically, EA's AAA titles take about a year to come into the service, so if you subscribe to EA Play, you have full access to the game without having to purchase the game at all, and if you do have Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, you will also have access to Jedi Survivor as well. This includes both the PC version through the Xbox Game Pass PC app, and the Xbox version, of course. This means you can download and install mods, which many have been doing based on the comments of my old mod videos. I have noticed so many new players experiencing the game for the first time. It has done exceptionally well on EA Play. Some people just were happy to wait a year for it to come to the service. I have seen thousands of people come to my videos that I made all the way back last year when Jedi Survivor did come out, my guides and tips and tricks and such, and those videos have seen thousands and thousands of people come to check them out because of it releasing on EA Play, so I'm very happy so many new people are experiencing Jedi Survivor for the first time. We also got our first look at the Cal Kestis LEGO minifigure. Yes, he is finally coming to LEGO, and this was actually first revealed in this really cool animated spot that LEGO put out on their YouTube channel. But then he was later confirmed to be part of this Imperial Star Destroyer set, because he is one of the special 25th anniversary of LEGO Star Wars minifigs, so even though it's not relevant to the set, he is part of it. So yes, it's a little bit expensive, but it looks fantastic, and I am certainly going to be picking this up because I have always wanted an Imperial Star Destroyer, and to sweeten the deal, you get Cal with it, so I'm definitely picking it up. It releases on August 1st, and I will leave a link down below in the description so you can pick it up if you do want it. As you can see, this minifig is Cal from Jedi Fallen Order. He is wearing his scrap outfit. One thing to note though, it's actually based off the concept art of Cal, because if you take a look here in this comparison, it is missing things like the yellow on the back of his outfit. there is also black legs rather than blue. This is inaccurate, and it's a shame. It's a really minor thing, but still. And this is also the same thing that happened with Hasbro and their Black Series figure. Speaking of Hasbro and Black Series and such, there is even more Star Wars Jedi merchandise that has just been announced. But first, I also wanted to make you aware that this slightly inaccurate version of Cal from Jedi Fallen Order is actually back in stock. It sold out like 4 years ago, but it's back at some retailers. I will leave a link down below in the description to it. So, Hasbro actually unveiled this Imperial Officer Disguise Cal Vintage Collection figure, and it's actually coming out this August. Whilst it looks cool, it is insane to me that we are getting a figure of Cal in his Imperial Officer outfit before we can select it in New Game Plus. Seriously. I really hope this upcoming update that Respawn are working on does actually introduce it as a customizable option outside of that mission. On to the Black Series now, and we have a couple of really cool stuff. So this triple pack was released just a few weeks ago, and this is the Fallen Order triple pack. So it brings back the Second Sister, but it also introduces the Inquisitor Cal Kestis figure, which we can see here. This was really wanted by fans, and they've got it, along with an Electro Hammer Purge Trooper. I'll leave a link down to this one in the description below. It's an exclusive on Amazon. A Jedi Survivor triple pack was also revealed and released not too long ago as well, and this is the Bedlam Raider droid triple pack. It comes with a Magna Guard, a B2 Super Battle Droid, and a B1 Battle Droid. So if you're interested in any of these designs from Jedi Survivor, then you can pick this pack up. 2 future releases were also announced. Unfortunately, no Merrin or Seer or Grease, but Dagan Gera is getting his own Black Series figure. He's probably not going to be releasing for quite some time, as this was a pipeline reveal, but he is going to be getting a Black Series figure, and I think it will look very, very cool. Hasbro also announced they are working on a Jedi Survivor Vintage Collection figure, which is the Imperial Jetpack Trooper as seen in Jedi Survivor, which is weird considering this is actually the out-of-date version as seen in Battlefront 2 before it was switched, so I'm not sure why Jedi Survivor introduced this old version and Hasbro are now making a figure based on it. I'd love to hear your thoughts on anything I've talked about down in the comment section below, so please do let me know. I will read them all. And if you enjoyed this video, please do drop a like to help support the channel. Subscribe so you don't miss any future Star Wars Jedi Survivor videos. And if you did miss any of my previous videos, including the review of the art book for the game, be sure to check it out by clicking on the playlist on the screen right now. And I shall see you in my next video. Goodbye.